I'll never forget when my daughter Angela, my youngest daughter, was a teenager, and we were out riding bikes together. And some years earlier, we had made the decision, a decision that we still abide by today, that we wanted to give away all the royalties from my books to missions and pro-life work and unreached people groups and translating the scriptures and handicapped and all these different types of ministries all over the world. We'd made that decision, and we were riding our bikes, and we went by this beautiful new house several miles from our place, and new houses being built, and we went into this kind of a gated community, and so of course we got around the gates with our bikes so that we could see these houses that were being built, and it was pretty amazing. So we're looking at this one house, and it had actually been finished now. Nobody was living in it, but it was for sale. And we were saying, wow, is that the most beautiful house you've ever seen? Yeah, it really is. And then we looked at the selling price, because this one wasn't sold yet. Numbers of the others were, and people were starting to move in. This is the most beautiful one. It wasn't sold. And so there was the price tag that was on, this house. The sign out there said how much it was. And so I looked at Angie. And again, she's a teenager, and we live in just a regular, middle-class house, and it's fine. It's a good house. By global standards, it's a great house. And I said, Ange, do you realize that if we just took the money from book royalties last year that we gave away to God's kingdom, we could have taken that money instead, and we could have paid cash for this house and bought it outright. She says, really? She gets a smile on her face, and I said, do you wish we would have done that? And she laughed. She says, Dad, it's just a house. And when she said that, I just get choked up when I think about it, because it was a great moment for me, because some people had said to us, you're not going to, your kids aren't growing up with all the stuff that they could be growing up with. Well, they were just fine. They were just fine. Very happy. Nobody should feel sorry for us, but I'll tell you this. In that moment, when she said that, she was comparing costs and benefits in her mind. And she was realizing that reaching the unreached people of the world with the gospel and feeding the hungry and helping the needy was way more important than just living in a bigger house. And God used it to speak to my heart and say, you're not leaving your kids a big inheritance, but you are leaving them a heritage. And a heritage is something more important. And it's not that I'm sacrificing my family for the benefit of all kinds of people out there. It's that what we're doing is not only for the glory of God and for the good of those people, but also for the good of my family. So that last week when I realized that we had $40,000 of a royalty check that we hadn't given away yet, I emailed my daughters and said, hey, you want to give this away? And I do this with them periodically, and because I say you're not going to get an inheritance, it'd be great if you could be involved in the giving process. They love it. They just eat it up. Oh, Dad, I found this ministry, and I know this, and it gives them some ownership with it. So I'm telling you, find ways where you can take, if it's a second business or you only got one business, but whatever it is, just find ways to get your children and get your grandchildren involved and take them out to the mission field and expose them to the things that are going to count, the things that are going to matter for eternity.